So welcome to the next universal grounding. It's the month of February, day before Valentine's Day. So we're welcoming in to this sacred space. Welcome to this focal point in time between space and time, where there's a physical location, base of Mount Kailash, and there's a cave in there. It's actually a realm to a magical world where your past, your present, your future self, all your timelines are merged in service to this greater alchemization, this transformation, and the greater need going on in the world today. So the first thing we want to do is welcome you. Thank you. Welcome. And we want to welcome and thank guides that are coming in and surrounding us. They're just lined up. In fact, there's bleachers of them. It's filled to capacity, standing room only. We've got divine mothers, thousands of them, divine fathers, master healers. We've got the angelic realm. Yep. We're just on the tail end of a full moon, so the full moon is here. We've got Angel Jophiel, and the Angel Jophiel comes in every single session. So I'd like you to get an experience of feeling an angel come into your spine. So on the count of 3, I'm going to invite her to come in. She's going to come into your crown and settle into your heart. And I'm going to ask her to just expand and amplify so that you can really feel her. So she's coming in on the count of 3, 2, 1. And amplifying her presence within you. And there we go. Thank you, Angel Jophiel. To me, she feels like a warm hug or just home. Angel Jophiel is the angel of illumination, here to really reveal things to you that may be hidden from sight, and also to reveal things that may be in need of transformation or alchemization in accordance to the highest and best interests of you, your loved ones, the planet, and all the universe. Our intention tonight is for universal grounding. Trinity is the modality we've been using since January of 2024. Trinity is about manifesting intention. Whatever we say, it provides in an alchemization kind of way, in a transformational kind of way. Trinity is something that can be activated within you. If that interests you, you can email me privately. But right now, Trinity's, again, intention is to manifest universal grounding. What is it that this new group needs? And this group is representation of the microcosm for the macrocosm. So whatever we do is filtered into this greater morphogenetic field where it's accessible by everyone. So what we shift here, what we move here, what we bring into alignment here, what we activate, what we download is for everyone, not just your loved ones, but for all humanity. So thank you. Thank you for that service. We call it Earth Work. So the first thing we're going to do is to physicalize this beautiful divine space that surrounds us by chanting the sound of Om 3 times. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in and an out breath. Chanting the sound of Om, you're welcome to do it on your end and join in, or just allow it to move in, round, and through you. Ready? First breath in. Om. Second breath in. And the third breath in. You have a lot of help here. Nice, strong intonation there. Sound healing, very much the empowered way to work with healing, to work with the changing, shifting uh, vibrations of Earth. We're recalibrating all the time, chanting, kirtan, drumming, sacred bowls, all wonderful tools to utilize and work with. Simplest, toning, toning, just using your voice. And it massages your central nervous system as well, specifically your autonomic nervous system. So just checking in with this. There we go. And so we're going to do some gentle clearing of the astral. Yeah, there's a lot of anger, a lot of righteous anger in the collective right now. Universal grounding is clearing the collective that everybody interfaces with, in addition to your personal vibrational energy field, which interfaces with the collective, which interfaces with the universal. So there's, of course, a lot of righteous anger surrounding us right now. So we're going to do another clearing of the astral. There we go. Yeah, you can't help but bump into anger, right? It's almost like we have to walk around with in one of those big bubbles. Remember the Bubble Boy movie? Oh my goodness, I'm aging myself. But we actually can walk around in energetic bubbles. We can put a circle of light around us. We can activate a ritual. I did a group healing for one of our scheduled series that was called Guardianship. That is an activation that every time you tune in to something mystical, you activate guardianship so that you know what you're connecting to is pure and discernment. It's a beautiful hour-long session. If that interests you, please reach out. But follow your own guidance. Know that there's a lot of stuff out there that is feeding off negativity, that is encouraging negativity, because it's like anything. There are, if you have garbage, you're going to have rats and cockroaches. If you have negative energy, you're going to have negative entities that, sit there and poke and say, yep, we want more of that because that's great food. It's not right or wrong. It's just a byproduct of our environment right now. So just know that, practice discernment, um, um, set a tone in the beginning of the day with either a certain ritual or light, but you also don't want to totally buffer yourself against everything. You want to be able to live in reality so that you can be more empowered in who you are. So there's a fine line to walk here. There's a dance we're doing at all times, and universal healing can help recalibrate in that regard. There we go. So it was working on something pretty deep. Every time you hear me kind of talking and going off what you might think is a separate dialogue, source is working deeper. They were working on something right in your root chakra. Think of it like an energetic, well, a block, but like a plug of of anger, righteousness, probably connected to the collective. And righteous anger says, I have a right. And there's a lot of righteous anger because there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of disinformation, a lot of purposeful propaganda that is poking the bear, that is purposely creating cruelty for the marginalized, for poor people, for people around the world purposely to stir up outrage and shock. So there's a lot of righteous anger about that. And there's a lot of righteous anger pointed at each other. You know, you're right. No, you're right. No, you're right. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Back and forth, purposely being triggering that kind of anger to create a numbing out, a normalization, quieting, so that we um, cannot sleep because of worry and anxiety. In that kind of sleep, we look for answers, and when we look for answers, we might not find the right person to follow or to guide us. In fact, the best person to follow and guide, like we were talking about earlier, thank you for all your shared wisdom that's coming into this group, is ourselves. Is ourselves. Beautiful in finding the truth within. Whew. There we go. Okay, that feels better. So for those of you who are new, I'm creating a updated high frequency grounding cord because the energy of the earth has shifted and changed. There you go. You're going to feel different about grounding after this high frequency grounding cord. And those of you who already have one, you're getting an adjustment. Really allows that connection to earth because the earth is waking up. She's actually starting to vibrate higher, which is why things are shaking up. Because if the earth's starting to vibrate higher and she's waking up, everything on her starts getting chaotic that isn't congruent with that vibration. So this shakiness, this chaos, is purposeful. It's purposeful to address um, the uh, the the low vibration, the corruption, the domination, the disconnect in the world today, to awaken people who are ready. And if you're not, then status quo. The suffering will continue. So the suffering is a clarion call. It says, okay, if you're having problems coping, let's find a solution together, shall we? And so let's stretch that grounding cord. There we go. Now that's needed a little bit time to integrate through the chair, the floor, the bed, the couch you're sitting on, all the way through the top layers of the earth, the various layers connecting to the very center of the earth. There we go. And plugging into her like you're plugging into Mother, heart of Gaia, umbilical cord. And just like an umbilical cord, it's open to receive. Umbilical cord feeds the child. And in this case, what we're being fed back is the recalibration of our origins as a alive part of the earth. Thousands of years ago, our ancestors, our past lives, we lived in this vibratory universe where we were in relationship, an animated relationship to everything, to the planets, to the waters, to the trees, to all creatures, to each other. Those who are empaths are really just remembering that we used to be reconnected, or we used to be connected to everything and seeking to reconnect. But then we just kind of fell into what we have today, slowly but surely over hundreds of years. So that's what we can't really expect, that we're going to transition out of this current situation in any kind of expedited manner, unless, of course, we have a lot of divine help, which could happen. But it's going to be a slow process to come back into that place of peace and harmony. But we need the architects, we need the way showers, we need the wisdom keepers, we need the light workers, we need the star seeds, we need everyone to stand up in their power and start to do the work, start to speak up, start to come together, start to find the common ground. And it's already been happening. It happened in the 60s during that time period, and we've gradually grown to the point where transformationally everything is starting to break down. We're in this liminal space of betwixt and between, where we're still waiting for this new, this promise of the new to unfold, and what was and what no longer serves us is breaking down. And the liminal space is designed to be quite uncomfortable and chaotic. So the best thing we can do is find our center, and that's where universal grounding helps. So at the center of the earth was actually helping you to recalibrate to the vibration of the earth. Because some of you actually don't like being connected to the earth, because if you're connected to the earth and you're grounded, you're pushing through a lot of your old karma that you probably haven't addressed, because why? You don't even know it's there. This is what multidimensional healing has been doing for years. We systematically chip away at the various issues and unprocessed emotion that is within our karmic history. It's in our genetics, our ancestral history. It's in our past lives, our incarnational history. It's in the interface of the collective. That's the foundational shadow work, where we're looking at these hidden layers and patterns. But if you haven't done enough of that work, which, okay, none of us have, staying grounded feels uncomfortable, because it's going to bump in to those unhealed, unprocessed, unresolved layers. There we go. We're just opening up space. There we go. For docking. That's what they're showing me. Like coming into the docking bay in the center of the earth there. Much smoother for some of you. There you go. So now you're ready to receive this beautiful vibrational reconnection. To me, it's like liquid gold. It's moss colored. It's reminding us that our true nature is nature. So what we're going to do is pull this into our bodies. Slowly but surely, we're going to pull it into our physicality, into our tissue, into our fluids, into our craniosacral, into the bones, bone marrow, calcium, oxygen in our blood, muscles, fascia, coming in through the layers of the earth into the bottoms of our feet, especially the cellular, molecular. And what it is, it's coming in like a giant smile. Like your body, that this reconnection. And this is going to be like a reconnection activation. Like this reconnection is what your body is remembering it used to be like when it was in harmony with everything else. And we need to do it gradually. We've done a couple of these. The very first one we did in July of 2024 was a whole body activation. It was the framework for this. And it's not like you need that to receive this, because incrementally, our light body, or our plasma body, or our crystalline body is slowly being regenerated. So this is a very lightness of being, light body, like a smiling coming into your feet, your ankles, slowly coming into your shins and calves, again into all your cells, the quarks, every part and particle, into your knees, thighs, hips, coming into your pelvic girdle, and pausing here at your pelvis to establish a nice base for moving up into your midsection, lower intestine, all your organs, filtering into the, again, the liquid part of it, the space in between the atoms. Stomach, kidneys, liver, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas. Following your energetic spine and your spine up into your sternum, rib cage, filtering into your lungs, your heart as an organ, up into your higher chest, your spiritual heart, your thymus, into your clavicle, shoulders, down into your arms, elbows, forearms, hands, palms, fingers, and back up into your neck, face, brain, eyes, ears, nasal passages, ear canals, specific areas of the brain, amygdala, pituitary, and up into the crown, and where we're going to extend this beautiful white tubule all the way through our galaxy, through the next galaxy, to the very center of the galaxy, the sun, sun, sun. We're going to filter in this beautiful clear light that's going to come down. It's taking an express elevator down, and it's going to join with this beautiful earth energy that's programming your system. It's activating it to remember its connection, and the fuel, the spark of this connection is this divine light, because this divine light runs through everything, but the physical body hasn't really been recalibrated to use it in a social form in thousands of years, because it hasn't really been activated, it hasn't been within the populace. It's too dense and heavy. So we're rebuilding it slowly. And as we rebuild it slowly, remember, everything that we're doing here gets filtered into the morphogenetic field, gets filtered into the greater collective. So we're creating space. And others are doing this too. Coming down into your brain, eyes, ears, nose, mouth, jaw, tongue. Really connecting to your energetic spine. Down into your throat, thyroid. Lighting up, going back in your brain, lighting up your pineal, pituitary, your third eye. There we go. Now coming back to the neck. And filtering into your higher heart, your spiritual heart center. And following your energetic spine, down each of your arms, hands, lungs, into your midsection and all your organs. Adding some special diamond light structures here to really get in depth into the cells of your organs. Try drinking purest water you can get. Structured water is the best. Allows the hydration to get into your cells. You're thirsty because your cells aren't getting hydrated. If you drink structured water, structure that's charged, or structured water that's alive, like from a stream, a lot of the tap water, not all the tap water, and some of this bottled water is flat, it's dead. Structured water has the aliveness in it. There we go. So diamond light structures are making sure your organs get into the cells. There we go. Now into your bowels, your genitals, pelvis, and down each of your legs, knees, calves, feet, and flowing to the center of the earth, recalibrating your system to be physically alive and rejuvenated, uh, aligned with the earth that's waking up as a remembrance of who you once were and are yet to be. And this beautiful pure light from the center of the galaxy, that's who you've always been. Unifying now in your system as a light activation. To be more grounded within the earth, grounded within your body, grounded in unifying spirit, reconnection. It's a form of oneness or wholeness, again, that is talked about as concepts, but it's really not fully embodied yet. As a collective, of course, we have individuals and we have avatars who are divine beings in human bodies. Jesus was an avatar. I have a couple of gurus who are avatars, who are divine mothers living on the planet in human form. Beautiful. Integrating now, it's just integrating. So that this is another aspect of this whole body activation that we started in July of 2024. It's just filling in the blanks. And again, don't worry if you haven't received that. If you want to go back and listen to it, it will just deepen this. Again, your light body is coming in segments, in increments, to crystallize, rebuild the human life form, to be more in sync with the vibrations and waves and octaves of an earth that's becoming more enlightened. Beautiful. I'm just sensing in what we're working on. And so that righteous anger that came forward earlier, it's around us in the world. And I've heard talk of preliminary talk before we met, of people giving their beautiful shared wisdom of how they dealt with this. But the fact is, it is out there. And whatever your wisdom is, we still have to deal with it. So Source is answering by helping to clear any kind of righteous anger within you and create a calming effect for when your system meets righteous anger externally. So if there's a part of your righteous anger that is dissolving and alchemizing, as much as we can get today, by the way, then the righteous anger out there isn't going to be so triggering. It's like you'll be watching a movie, you'll be detached from it. Isn't that a beautiful, beautiful gift? So Sources, come on, let's get started already. So the first thing I'm going to do is oh my gosh, it is big. I'm going to put in some structures. So this righteous anger is like a beast. It's like an animal. It's really ancient. Um, it's angry, obviously, like a caged, a wild animal, a caged tiger or lion that is desperate to get out because they've been angered for so long. They want to be free, but they're lashing out. And I'm sure we've all bumped into that within our framework, within our reference, either friend group or family or online or wherever. There's all this righteous anger. So what we're going to do is a gift. Let's go into whatever you're still holding it. And there's some in the bottom of your kidneys, some deep within your ancestral genetic. There's definitely some in the karmic field for you and in the collective. Of course, that is the most prescient, the stuff that is cute in your face, but it's intermixed with your genetics, your karmic history. So Source, in its infinite wisdom, is corralling your past, present, future self to really transmute and transfigure these collective timelines. This righteous anger, like we're calming the beast. As soon as we tapped in, it was ready to be met. So you've been doing the work on your end. Thank you. Good job. Good for you. So Source is going deeper for you to those hidden places that perhaps you weren't aware of. Shadow sides, we all have them. We'll be on our deathbed and still peeling back more of these layers within our energetic system. They're quite complex. So if you're awake and aware, you're invited to let it in. Let that anger arise in you. And when you do, Source, and especially the goddess Gula is like a shadow eater. As soon as it rises within your a frame of awareness, so that means you need to allow it to come up here, what she's going to do is meet it halfway and dissolve it. But you have to allow it to come up. So are you ready? So we're going to be bringing some more up. And if you're awake and aware, please, please, please let it come up. Let it bubble up. Let that tension rise. Let the blood start to boil a little bit. We need to let it come up. It's in there. It's ready. Scream, let it cry, let it shout, let it moan, let it yell, let it let it seethe in hatred and anger. You're on the path. You know that we all carry this. You may not consider yourself an angry person. If you don't, you're fooling yourself. You carry anger, or you'd never be triggered, ever. If you didn't carry it, nothing would bother you. And even if nothing is bothering you, you can always go deeper into your ancestral history, into your karmic history. And of course, the collective history that we're all interfacing with on a daily basis. That's yours too, because you're a part of the collective. If you're a human, that interface is a part of who you are. You can't walk around without your energy field merging with everything around you. Going into the liver now. There's some ancient stuff in there. Energy of war. So a lot of people are talking about how this time is reminiscent of what happened in Europe during Germany and Hitler's reign. They're making parallels. Of course, there's other dictators that you can stretch back into Asia and even further back into Egypt and Genghis Khan. There's a lot of dictator, rulers, war, energy in our human history. There is no end. The groups that we're working on now are working on restoring the Divine Mother. They are my heroes and sheroes. We're going back 35,000 years where the separation from gender balance started falling into patriarchy, and the wounds that created, and the shame, the guilt, and the loss the feminine feels in losing our goddess right of creation, the Divine Mother, all creation. She is the creator, not God. She is the creator. She creates everything. You can't have anything in life being birthed, whether it's live, whether it's an atom. Nothing is birthed without creation. Everything needs both a masculine and a feminine. And right now we don't have a feminine active in balance. So we need the feminine to step up in order for us to create a new world, a new vision. So strengthening the divine feminine is a requirement. So that's how far back we're stretching. And of course, this anger today, for those of you who are working on that, this is a part of it. Of course you're angry. You lost your birthright. You lost your origins. You lost your empowerment. You lost your position. You lost your identity. You lost your innocence. Innocence ruled. Vulnerability was strength. Oh, there we go. That dislodged something in most of you. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. And I'm noticing now with energy shifting in the last couple of months that it's much easier, much faster to be consciously present with what's arising. And as you do, it just instantaneously dissolves. Because that's the intention of these sessions. We're bringing in the divine. You do your part, let it arise, and it just meets in alchemy by intention, conscious intention. There's also another group that Source asked me to create called Conscious Creation that is that energy. I mean, a lot of you are doing your own conscious creation all on your own. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You're finding your ways. You're finding your groups. You're finding your tools. You're finding your wisdom. Thank you. There we go. There was a piece right behind the heart that was resisting. That was ancestral. Some shame, some guilt mixed in there that contributed to the anger. The flip side of every coin, a lot of you like to go into your victimhood and what's been perpetrated on you. The flip side of every coin is what did you do in past lives? What did your ancestors do in past lives? And that's the guilt, that's the shame. That's really hard to embrace and be with. But once you do, wow, the freedom that creates, the strength, the ability to be authentically present, to stand firm and tall in the truest nature of who you are, that's freedom, that's liberation. And within that space of freedom is your truest ability to be empowered, because you're not attached to fear. You're not swayed by any kind of temptation. Your discernment is clearer. So you're navigating this liminal space with much, 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 much more grace. There we go. Okay, so we're going to go into some integration. Oh, okay, no, first. Is there anything else out? There we go. There's something in the back of the heart. Standing in the world tree, the tree of truth. It's lighting up within you. Is the you that's free of anger. Free, completely free. Now, this is a blueprint that you can strengthen and mirror as you feed it. So how do you address anger going forward? Lean back into this freedom that is free of anger. And so the anger that bumps into you just kind of bounces off or dissolves. So you're meeting anger with freedom. And it's just calming. You're bringing more presence into your system. And this presence has no emotional attachment. So you're deepening your presence. And within that is also love, but this ability to hold presence is weakened by fear and anger. So I just cleared a batch of anger, and now resurrecting, bringing in these blueprints, building coherence. The light of presence. So that was the framework that came in earlier, to build more presence into your system. What is presence? Your ability to be in this new framework, into this enlightened kind of age, ability to be in your body, to be in your body as it's changing, to be in the world as it's changing, and not be changed by it, to live it. Be a witness, be detached, but also an active part. Because you're free, you're not being tugged one way or another. You can engage much more effectively and efficiently. You can communicate with more clarity. You can have more compassion because there's so much more freedom. Presence has all these qualities. It has freedom, it has clarity, it has compassion, it has joy. Whatever qualities you need to embody this deepening of your realization. You are so much more. You are awakening. So we're just building coherence. It's very much a lightness of being, but it's stabilized in the earth. So we're going to be here for another 10 minutes. This blueprint, this alignment, this activation, this download. And it's kind of like a warrior's armor, but it's the exact opposite of armor. That anger was your armor. But it's like an armor because it's freedom. Like anger comes at you and it will pass through. Of course, you have to practice it, like anything new, and anger after this may trigger you, and it's going to invite you into any habits. Because as much energy work as we do on this level, you're going to have habits on surface level. Say, oh, this is what I always did and will want to pull you back. But there won't be any roots. And so you have to retrain yourself not to be triggered. So this isn't an instant fix, but it's a way shower. It's wisdom. It's creating the possibilities to exist. And you have to do the work. No matter what we do here, there's always pointing you to your path. Source is making it easier for you, telling you you're not alone. Here's what you need, and stripping away some of this deepest anger, so that when you meet righteous anger out in the street, out in the real world, or with the muggles, however you want to call it, you'll be much more equipped. Very common trait of people awakening is they're not triggered by things that they used to be. And this will just be another deeper level of that. This is like neutralizing anger triggers within yourself and others. What an incredible gift. For navigating this world. It is in an uproar, a turmoil, and will continue to be. Source showed me last week that we are headed into darkness. And a lot of people meet what they expect in the darkness. If you're carrying in fear, you're going to meet your fear. If you're carrying worry and anxiety, you're going to meet that. But the darkness for those who are planting seeds is a time of growth and opportunity. Because seeds grow in the dark and they sprout up to the light. It is a fertile space. This void is pure potential. And so a mind, a heart, free of some of their more attached, repressed emotion like anger, can reframe and align with that freedom in the darkness to come, in the darkness that's already here, and start to shoot up plants that will grow, envisioning a new way of being. We need your visions, we need your creativity, we need your talents, we need your gifts to all come together for this new earth, this new world, this just new way of being that isn't built in the framework of trauma, that is willing to keep mining this old trauma that is here. We created it. We're humans of war, we're humans of genocide, we're humans of violence and hatred. And when we clear that, we're clearing the way for new foundations to be built within us, and of course, in the greater world around us. It's a privilege and honor to be on the earth right now. You may think it's torture. Again, darkness, here's the darkness. What you bring into the darkness is what you will experience. This is the true law of attraction, but deeper. So much more deeper. Here's where conscious intention invites you to reframe those fears, meet them with light, meet them with a remembering, meet them with curiosity. And you're going to get sucked in. We all do. So then you meet it with kindness and forgiveness. Mistakes are how you learn. Mistakes are what show you, there's more work to do. We're all works in progress. I'm going to mess up time and time again. I have messed up. more you mess up, the more it shows you what to shift and what to change, what to look at. Celebrate your mistakes. Ego is only one that wants to avoid it. Ego isn't true. Beautiful. Just a couple more minutes before we get into integration. So we're introducing these awakening structures into the framework of the you that is budding seeds of presence. Angel Jophiel sprinkling seeds of presence. Little Johnny Appleseed, sparks, crystals, droplets, presence, especially in those dark places. Again, remember, where do seeds grow? In the darkness. Darkness is void, all potential, all possibilities. It's 0 point energy. We create here. There we go. Beautiful. Do you feel that budding freedom, that budding warmth, that budding presence? So we're going to spend whatever time we have left integrating. Integrating is so very important because dimensionally, when you realize you're connected to everyone and everything, and then you change that on such deep levels, at root levels, dimensional levels, at karmic and ancestral history levels, at collective levels, we need to integrate it all back together. It's like puzzle pieces. We shifted this one, we pulled that one out. They don't even know how to fit. So integration, it's fitting it all back together. Integrating in all space, all time, all realities, all dimensions, all realms, all fields, interdimensionally, catching it up, physicalizing. Integrating generally, integrating this newfound presence. There's a holiness to this presence. I was going to say regalness, but it's a holiness, a sacredness, a return of innocence, but a stabilizing return of innocence. Beautiful. Hard to find words for it, really. Integrating the brain, the nervous system, the parts of the brain. Integrating the chakras, the energy bodies. Integrating the organs, especially the liver, we worked on earlier. Integrating your cellular function, your cellular consciousness. Deepening the light body activation we had earlier. Ooh, some nice little shivers going on, nice tingles. Integrating your gut brain. Integrating your life field. Sum of all your experiences. We just dumped a whole lot of anger out of. Integrating your intelligence system, which is how it communicates to it, everything else in the world around you. Integrating your luminous egg, your sandwich point, and your entire energy system and all of consciousness. Bringing in what's called Deve therapy, and that's just like dimensional therapist to tweak your psyche, your mental body, your emotional body, your psychological body. Because anger can be really emotionally triggering. It's that triggering part that is tricky. So catching all that up. The dimensional therapist. And for the last couple minutes, we're just going to engage with love. Pure love, divine love. Kind of love that is beyond condition. Kind of love that makes your eyes water. Kind of love that a mother has for her child. Divine has for you. The kind of love that you're invited to restore within you for yourself. A lot of us were talking earlier about how we focus on self-care. The question is, do you love yourself unconditionally? And I would imagine every one of us here would say, no. We might say we do, but deep down there are certain things that maybe we don't. So this beautiful sense of self-love trickling in as a divine invitation. All back in love. And this lightness of presence makes it easier, doesn't it? Because it is the light that shows you the way. And this light, where is it born from? That darkness, right? So meeting darkness ahead? No, that's temporary. The law of cause and effect says, or the law of polarity says, darkness and light exist in the same whole. And it's only temporary. Whatever we're experiencing now will pass. So maintain that hope. Find the courage and resilience and continue to shine. And you just got a little help here today. So love amplifying all the shifts and movements of the release of anger. Thank you. Love amplifying the presence building up within you. Thank you. Thank you to the divine mothers, the fathers, the element of fire, earth, Mother Earth. The moon. Cosmic brothers and sisters, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to the Angel Jophiel for her gifts, and for you for being here. Whether you're listening to this to the replay, and you're welcome to do it again because it'll move deeper. That sense of presence will grow stronger. More anger will clear itself out. Here's the thing with anger: it's like we're getting it in layers. This is going to need time to settle, and if you replay this a couple days later or a week, you're going to get more, guarantee it. And thank you for that service. The less anger we have in the world, the less anger there is to be triggered. Thank you. And we end the session like we normally do with a Sanskrit prayer. That literally translates into, may we be led from untruth to truth, from darkness to light, from death to immortality. May there be peace and this presence on the earth, and may we be conduits. Om Asatoma Sakavaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Tram Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Peace, peace, peace. May this growing presence continue to deepen within you to do what? Create more peace. Again, bowing my head in gratitude and grace, taking a deep breath, and lifting you out of the space of grace. It is done. It is complete. So it is, so it is, so it is. Until next time, be blessed.